Hello friends, family, and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a best of 5 between Clem and Classic, a rematch of the World Championship, where Clem got absolutely destroyed by Classic, completely blasted out of this world. I've been recommended this series by many people, saying this is one of the better series of Terran vs Protoss that they've seen in the past few months, weeks, years, decades, as StarCraft 2 right now is over 15 years old. So we can really start talking about them decades. It's going to be wild to be in the third decade of StarCraft 2 at some point. Unless the intern accidentally trips over a cable and turns off the StarCraft 2 servers. I feel like we might actually get into the third decade of StarCraft 2. And God, does that make me feel old. But that is okay, as we've got these two fantastic players here. Classic, one of the best Protoss versus Terran players in the world right now. I believe him, Mech specs, and Hero are very close when it comes to their PvT rating. And Clem, I do believe, is just the best Terran versus Protoss in the world right now. So, exciting to see where this is going to go. A lot of Terrans have been talking about the difficulties they face in this matchup right now. It is a tough matchup. I don't know what to tell you guys. It is a tough matchup for the Terran players. Once the toss gets going in the mid-game with the Storms, with the Immortals, with the Colossi, life is hard for Terran. Let's see what Clem has figured out here in this best of 5, starting on Ultra Love. Marine into Reactor. This is an interesting build. This is one that we don't actually see a whole lot. So there's really a couple of options when you're in the single gas type of setup, which is what Clem is going for here, right? He has a single gas. He went for that fast CC. You can open up with a Marine into a factory. So that means factory before the reactor. You can open up with a Marine into reactor, or a Reaper into Marine and then kind of the late factory. Both the Reaper first and the Marine into reactor have a slightly slower factory. So that means slower harassment, but more Marines in the case of the Marine into reactor, because your reactor is faster. So you're going to be up 2 Marines. This is often used either for defensive purposes against the first adapt, or for later on aggressive purposes. If you're going for some type of like tank push, it's often very nice to have that increased Marine count. Yes, it's only 2 extra Marines, but it still is 2 extra Marines that you will have with that push. And on this particular map, I've actually seen Clem do a really cute little move where he'll open up with a Cyclone Marine type of setup, and then he'll add in a tank, and he'll drop that tank over here, I believe is the spot, or over here. I think it's this location. And from this tank location, you can actually shoot at the minerals here, making mining very difficult. So this is something that Classic will need to keep in mind. That is something that Clem has shown in the past and might show again. As I think one Marine ended up dying here. Yep, 1 Marine ended up dying here. A little bit of damage on one of the other ones. 23 HP remaining. Adept needs 3 shots in order to clear a Marine. They survive with a single HP. Deals 22 damage. So 22 plus 22 for the kids at home. That is indeed 44. And Marines have 45 HP. So we're going to get that Cyclone start. I think you have to cancel the medevac if you want to go for what I was talking about. Right now you're just going to be a little bit delayed on this tank. I think it's still going to be a tank. Yeah, there we go. So it's going to be the tank. So usually when you see this type of build, we see the tank before the medevac, because the thing that delays this push the most is the movement speed of the tank. So now this medevac might still need to wait for the tank. So I'm going to have to wait and see what Clem's actual plan is. He's just going to run across here. He's just going to run across here with the Cyclone as well. That's cool to see. Okay, a little bit of a lag spike there, which is wild because this is a replay. There's really nothing that could lag my PC right now. But it is what it is. Okay, we have a Liberator as a follow-up. Okay, cool beans. Tank coming out as well. High ground is for the boys. Clem has the high ground. He is one of the boys after all. Do we have a battery? Yeah, we have a battery up here. It's going to be 7 Stalkers against a relatively low amount of Marines, honestly. Blink is about to finish up here too. Clem not in a great spot at all. This is not what you want in life. And the tank, look how slow it is. It's only now moving across the map. Blink is about to finish up. By the time the tank arrives here, 7 Marines will have died pretty much. We're gonna... Yeah, Blink is finishing up in 2 seconds from now. Yeah, we get a Blink in for it. Ooh, goes for that medevac. Now we'll target down a Cyclone. Jumps on the tank. 6 Stalkers plus 5 Stalkers is enough to volley a tank. So you need 11 shots to kill a tank. Perfect calculations that are being made by Classic, who is following this up with more Stalkers that are moving across the map. A second tank is now out defensively, but Clem is simply in a world of trouble as he adds in 2 more barracks, has dealt 0 damage, and lost a significant amount of resources. Observer is on the map here as well. We have our charge popping out. Extra observer is all moving down into this general area. And a forge plus 2 extra gateways are now going to come in. I mean, if this tech lab gets taken out, that means no stim for quite a while. A lot of Marines are just dying. I feel like Classic might just be capable of almost winning the game straight up here. The amount of Marines that he's killing is truly insane. Resource loss 1700 to 825. Liberator is going to get spotted here by the Observer as well, so that's going to be a quick triple stalker warp in, or even a recall onto this Nexus. Both are probably viable play. Okay, we have three stalkers here coming in right now. Liberator's going to siege up, might get 3 to 2 probe kills, but as the stalkers are showing up, it is going to be hard to get much more done than just those 3. This is not worth it for Clem. Absolutely not. He's lost a lot of units. He has no harassment out on the map. Like, actually nothing. No medevac, no Liberator, no Raven, no Hellions that are hiding in the top left corner. There ain't nothing here. As we're going to go into a Templar archive. So 3-base Storm is going to be the play here for Classic. Maybe the name of the game. As we have a command center in the main base. 3 barracks that are popping out Marines and Marauders. And Clem in a world of trouble. He's being outmined by 200-300 minerals a minute. He's going to have inferior tech to what his opponent has. Inferior production as well. So we're looking at 8 gateways against, what is this? 5 barracks. 8 gates versus 5 barracks. As combat shield might just get, yep, there you go. Gets taken out. Lots of stalkers are actually falling. This was a very expensive snipe. What was that stalker wise? I think he probably lost like 6 stalkers there to kill a combat shield. Not entirely sure if that is worth it, because Clem is rushing out this CC. This is much better if you're playing against a committed 5 racks, but it's not really the case. You're even gonna get a snipe on the Observer as well. I think Classic won't be happy with how that went. And honestly, he shouldn't be happy. Because his plan still is going to be to try and break this third. Having those extra stalkers would have been great. Well, although, without combat shield, Storm might be even more effective than it usually already is. There are 4 tanks out. And this is just not a very high unit count, though. Not a very high unit count at all. Here come the Templar in the prism. Oh, it's going to be a drop, maybe into the natural? No? Yes? Maybe? Here we go. Storm drop in the natural. It's hardly gonna kill anything. 7 workers. I guess it's a start. Gonna go back in here as well. New pickup. Combat shield still not done. Ghost Academy on the way. As a Robo-Bake starts. 1-1 upgrades. Or sorry, 2-1 upgrades. Double forge. Do we have double eBay on the side of Clem? No, we don't. And only +1 attack started. Clem is just bunkering up right now. 1 bunker. 4 tanks. And a dream. Observer's gonna give a lot of vision though. Classic 76 workers. Second robo coming in as well. And here he goes. From the side. See what he can do. At the same time, a big storm drop here in the natural. 13 SCVs going down. That is the type of damage you want. This is pretty much going to force Clem's hand. I don't even know what the exact timing is that he wants. So Clem probably was considering going for like a 170, 180 supply timing with 3 ghosts, some Vikings. Still, yeah, and then get a 4 CC afterwards is what I was thinking. But now he's already going to get this 4 CC. And potentially he might not even move out. His only play, he believes, is just to sit back and do nothing. Hope that he can take it into a macro game, which is a very scary thing to do. Against someone that's already on 8 gases. Soon to have, 12 gateways or so? Yeah, 12 gateways, double robo. There will be a 5th base being added into the mix soon. Full map vision as well. Observer putting in serious work. If I'm Classic, I'm looking at this 4th base, right? And telling yourself, alright, the moment this 4th base flies over, that's going to be a key moment. Because tanks are going to be moving over, armies are going to be split, zealot run-bys into the 3rd base are a possibility. You know, just kind of standing around this 4th base before planetary. You can often do a lot against that. How many EMPs are there even available? We only have 4 ghosts here out on the map, with about an EMP each. There are 8 Templar. Okay, a Templar can theoretically feed back 4 ghosts. if you're very fast and if the Ghost isn't really paying attention. But with a Templar, you should be fine. You should be okay. You will get your storms in. You will absolutely get your storms in, no matter what happens. Zealot run-by is being set up. This is exactly what we'd kind of expect. And then, yeah, the move out towards the fort base as it starts landing. I think this is, to me, this sounds correct. This feels correct. Zealots are now running in over here. We get some storms thrown in. Lots of Templars still in the back. I think 3 EMPs have been used already. We only have 3 remaining. And we have about a freaking infinite storms still in the mix. Tanks now going to siege up as well. Vikings helping out a lot. They are dishing out a bunch of damage, but at the same time, there's just 18 gateways of reinforcement right now. Infinito storms, and Classic is just going to wipe Clem off the face of the earth and take map number 1. Game number 2 has Clem opening up with a... Ooh, this is a tricky build. It's a Marine into Reaper opener here. This is one of these things you don't see very frequently. Marine into Reaper. Now, the trick here is simple. You show a Marine to your opponent's scouting probe. They're going to be like, oh, it's a Marine. And then they move across the map with their first unit. Well, in reality, it is a Marine. It's not like you hallucinated that. But there also is going to be a Reaper behind this, which is the real banger. And you can kind of hide the Reaper, and then you go in, and you might be capable of killing like a worker or 2. You still get the same scouting information, but you have a good opportunity of killing something that belongs to your opponent, aka a probe. So here you see this low ground probe. Actually, second Stalker is already out, so guess it's not going to work here this time. Clem is still going to try. We'll get 2 shots off onto that probe, sees the Twilight Council in the wall, and we'll piss off as a result. Stalker is going to actually start hitting this bunker. Look at this. That's pretty neat micro. We get a single shot of both units here. SCV will lose some mining time and also will lose some money having to repair this bunker. The second Stalker also moves across the map. That would be a play and a half in my mind. I'm not even sure what the Reaper wants to see here. Like, I think you already have full information at this point, no? Like, you saw the Twilight Council in the wall. What more do we want? It's going to be a Cyclone follow-up here for Clem. Ooh, very fast refinery. Most likely indicates a Banshee. I was going to say we'll still probably see a medevac here, but it's not going to be the case. So it's actually going to be Cyclone into... I think Banshee, just straight away. Banshee or Raven, it has to be the one of the 2. Okay, it's going to be Banshee. This is not a common start at all. A really fast third base as well for Classic, who's doing this of just 2 gateways. Lovely to see. Absolutely lovely to see. Just of 2 gateways, going into that fast third. Realizing his opponent most likely is not going to be capable of doing anything too aggressive here. Get a hallucination onto the sentry. And tank Banshee. We have no Marine production. So it's going to be fast triple CC. Now, I don't want to jinx it. But this opener is Mech reminiscent. It makes me believe that this is going to be some Mech play. Oh, we get a scout on the Banshee, but not on the triple CC. Not on the triple CC here. So now we're just paying attention to one thing and one thing only. Look at this. This is it. It has to be. Yes, baby. There we go. 4 gas before Barracks 2 and Barracks 3. It is going to be Mech indeed. Yep. Factory number 2. I have seen this. It started with Hero Marine. It started in Germany. Cure tried playing it as well a couple of times. Not with great success, but he did try it. And now Clem, the ex-world champ himself, says, you know what? Let's give this the good old college try. I don't know how much he's been practicing this, but this is interesting. Hyperflight rotors coming in here. So we're going to even get the Banshee speed included into the mix, allowing for some wild plays potentially. We have a 5th Stalker coming in as well. Charge on the way. This is going to be a very committed Stalker Zealot type of setup. Classic is not aware as to what is going on. And he doesn't know that this is Mech. I'm not even sure if he expects this to be Mech against Clem. Clem is not a Mech man usually. Not usually a Mech man. I really do like Stalker Zealot. Like if you have an Archon in there, hell, that is a great way of dealing with Mech usually. So I'm curious to see if this is going to end up working. Just a straight up push out. Off of 3 bases, 4th base behind it. Armory on the way as well. So we have the Mech field accelerators coming in for the 40 Cyclones. These 5 Stalkers are hanging around. What are you doing here, buddy? Maybe get a kill or 2 on these Marines. That's 1. Ooh, no, that's not 1. That's 1. As he blinks away, sees a lot of units start storm. I don't think Classic knows. Can you blame him? I can't. And he hasn't scouted in a while, but who would expect Mech from Clem? Not me. Not me. Depot goes down. Hellion takes a bit of a beating, and the Cyclone shows up. He sees Hellions. He's like, wait, what? Hellions? Second robo facility instantly goes down. I'm expecting Immortal production in that case. The triple Banshee is making its way across the map as Hyperflight is about to finish up. There are 3 Stalkers and an Observer in the main base. Double Forge coming in here as well. I mean, this is a hold. This is a 100% hold, right? It's not going to be much that you can do about this. More Stalkers now moving onto the map. Clem maybe wants to go for a cancel on this 3rd base, or 4th base. Is actually going to get this cancel as well. I think there's much you can do about it. Oh, no. Nexus survives. 1 Banshee goes down. This probe is going to end up falling here in the end. There you go. Up. Mech field is coming in as well. Clem actually up in supply by honestly, a very decent margin. What are we looking at here? Ladies and gentlemen, 141 supply to 122. It's not like Clem did a crazy amount of damage in the early game. Now, so far, he's killed 3 workers, lost a Banshee, a Reaper, a Marine, and a Depot. That does not necessarily lead me to believe that this was a great early game. It absolutely does not make me believe that. 5 factories are going to be pumping stuff out. Reactor here on this starport as well for quick medevacs to help with the Hellbats. This is something that we saw Hero Marine do a lot. Or at least I saw Hero Marine do a lot. Get these fast medevacs out and then put Hellbats in the medevacs to drop on top of the army. Good snipe here on 1 Templar. Good snipe on a 2nd Templar. As 2 Banshees do survive. 2 Templar go down for 1 Banshee. That is a trade that I'm sure that Clem is willing to take. 2 Immortals being produced at the same time. And I wonder if... what if... Is the Ghost as an add-in like a viable thing? Is that something we could still see here? I wonder. I really do wonder. 4 CC on the way right now. Against Colossi you build Vikings. Against Tempest you build Vikings. Or Thors. Vikings probably. Against Mass Immortal Storm, do you just add Ghost into the mix like it's a TVZ almost? Clem says no. Clem's gonna go for a big timing attack. Has triple factory behind this and 4 CC done as well. This is by no means an all-in. This is a timing attack. A timing with Blue Flame. Hellbats are available. First 2 medevacs about to come out as well. Storm's actually going to blanket his army a little bit. The Cyclones are locking on to some of the Stalkers, some of the Immortals. A lot of damage is being dealt. Banshees in the back, also dishing out a decent amount of damage. This is a triple tank move out right now. These Immortals are just being pushed back by this force. More Stalkers being warped in. This is looking bad. This is looking seriously bad here for Classic. Now, we don't have infinite Cyclones quite yet. As the Zeal is now streaming forward, some back and forth between these 2 armies. Yeah, we have a Hellbat in a medevac. We have 2 more medevacs showing up as well. So that means that these Hellbats are going to see even more healing. Clem pulls back. Says, okay, this was fun. This was indeed good fun. Resources lost is fairly even. My 4th base is done. My 5th base is on the way. How's your 5th base doing, buddy? We're going to get a double Hellion run-by. Don't forget, Hellion run-bys are a really viable harassment tool. They blast probes. They absolutely do. So we're moving with a significant portion of our forces to the left side. I am so curious. I'd love to see a Ghost Academy once you get to 8 gases, no? I think that is viable. Smart Servals. I saw Drilling Claw start, but that got cancelled. Instead, it's going to be Smart Service for the quick change onto the Hellbats. The quick floop, morph into Hellbats from Hellions. 4 Hellions being built at the same time. We have 3 Tech Labs and 3 Reactors, actually. That's a high reactor count there. What the hell? As we get a recall into this army. The Hellbat damage is very decent here. Vehicle plating level 1's about to finish up. Here come the tanks, Cyclones, microing to the back. As the Helmets are tanking in the front, tanks are dealing some serious damage as well. 152 supplied to 185. Storms coming in from the side. Immortals on the top side are still dealing a lot of damage as well. We're gonna need another Zealot Warp in to do something here, but all the big fire units here have died. They have passed away, and Cyclone tank Hellbat apparently is going to be good enough here to just beat a very, very interesting composition that Classic was going for with these Immortals and Templar. Just the Hellbat Cyclone. All that remains, and it's going to be good enough. 10 gateways are here, but there's 8 factories pumping bad boys. No +2 on the way. Just a single armory producing upgrades this entire time. And I think Classic is about to die to the mech. I saw Classic almost die against Cure. And now he really dies against Clem's mech. Is this actually the new meta game? As Bio loses in popularity due to its poor win rate versus Storm, Cyclone Hellion takes its place. And for the first time in forever, Mech might be a viable composition in this matchup. You get a Stalker blink for... I mean, this game is over. This game is over. I think Classic is looking at this and thinking to himself, how the hell... What do I do over here? What was this? He had a good... it's not like he had a bad composition. He knew what he wanted. He got what he wanted. And then he died. Which is probably not the outcome that he wanted. It was a good early game. It was a fine mid game. He got a lot of time to set up. Clem pushed out and won the game. Cyclone still active. Classic still trying his best. Stalker Immortal is doing okay. There's no tanks in this composition anymore. Stalkers really do struggle against tanks, of course. You add like 2-3 tanks into the comp right now. Yeah, I don't really see a way for Classic to ever get a decent trade. As the Cyclone's moving forward, they're gonna get the... They deal damage so freaking fast. They deal damage so fast, man. They deal damage so ridiculously fast. You get them moving forward. Lock-ons onto the entire army. And here we go. GG gets called. Clem wins game number 2 with a mech composition. Now that's got to be a little bit worrying for Classic there. If you get destroyed by mech this hard. Especially after a pretty decent early game, I'd say. This wasn't like a super one-sided Terran-looking early game. It was a fine-looking one. It was a fine-looking one. As we get this probe harassing a little. SCV gets the pull off. This is a double gas opener, so blocking the natural, although always a good time. Not actually something that would be considered useful right here, right now. As the probe comes back in, it's going to go for a little bit of harassment. Wants to see if we can stop anything here. 145 leaves the base, sees the lack of a marine, knows it's going to be Reaper first. Reaper into factory. And I think Classic has all the information that he would want to get. Started with a core before Nexus here, by the way. Look at this. Probably an Adept then, yeah. This is the standard setup that most Protoss players enjoy going for. A very, very standard setup. The question, of course, going to be, is it Twilight or Stargate? Majority of the time nowadays, we see that Twilight Council opener. See, opts for a Stalker after the first unit. It's low ground base for Clem. It's going to be a second Reaper here as well. Let's see what the first one can actually do. It's a Hellion starts to... Depth going across the map. It's one of these things where it feels really nice to have your Adept across the map and causing some, causing a bit of a scene. Smashing some stuff. But at the same time, very frequently, these Reaper Hellion holds, they just freaking destroy Adepts. I don't think you can finish that. Yeah, you absolutely cannot. Double barracks, double battery. Third unit now on the way. 1 battery in the main. 1 battery on the way in the natural. Reaper. Hellion. Starport is about to finish up as well. We get a medevac. So it's going to go into a single mine drop here. That will be the follow-up. It can't be a second mine, because then you need to wait for a very long time here with this medevac. About 6-7 seconds or so. So I guess it could be. You just have to wait for quite a while. It's allowed. It's just not something generally recommended. Okay, here comes the triple Reaper to Hellion. 1 Stalker on the high ground. Stalker Adept on the low. As the Stalker from the high ground immediately pulls down as well. Get Chrono on the blink. This is just a very clean initial hold here for Classic. Robo as a follow-up. Pylon coming down to kind of finish off this walling area. Single mine drop into Tech Lab. We have a third refinery coming in once more. Very heavy on the gas, indicating a Cloak Banshee start here. Not necessarily wanting to go into anything else. So we still have this threat out too. And here comes the mine drop. How prepared is Classic? He is, I mean, he has units nearby. He just doesn't really seem to be ready for this particular mine drop. Double Stalker now gets warped in. So 3 Reapers show up here. Wanted to get some kills going. I think they got 1 worker kill here. The Medevac is in an awkward position too. Hellions could still poke in at any point too. Late Cloak. Do we have marine production? We have some marine production. Not a whole lot, but a little bit of marine production at least. No extra depot. Oh, here come the Hellions with the Reapers. Want to go into the natural. 4:45 and we get our 3rd base out. This probe definitely is going to get cleared. Pylon gets thrown down as well. Now, the thing that people don't realize... Mine drop comes in. It's going to get cleared. When you watch Mech games is that... With Mech, you can often throw your early game units kind of away. I know this sounds stupid, but it is often... Like, you can be way more aggressive with it. Way more aggressive with it. Because you can kind of rebuild harassment units. You know, you'll have more stuff that will go on the map. If you're playing Bio and you lose your first Medevac and then you lose your Raven, there's nothing there anymore. Like, that's the end of your push. That's the end of your pressure. But as a Terran player that's playing Mech, you'll often get like extra Hellions, so you can still do kind of non-committed or low commitment run-bys. You'll get your Banshees out. You can fly in with Cloak at some point, you know? There are many things you can still do, and you will still do. Templar Archives is going to get thrown down here as we're moving up to 5 more gateways, going up to 8. 8 gateways is a very serious number. We have 3 tanks out right now as well, as the extra factories will start going down. Observer moves in forward. We should have 2 Banshees out, by the way. Yep, they're the joint forces here. We'll be moving over to the 3rd base. We have 3 observers on the map. None of them in position to deal with this drive-by towards the 3rd. That is inevitably gonna happen here. Classic hasn't really gotten any major reach yet. I don't know if he... Oh, Stargate. A Stargate? So he knows he's playing against Banshee. And he thinks this is okay. I mean, it is going to be 4 Banshees. So maybe a Phoenix isn't even that bad of a call as 4 worker kills for those first 2 Banshees. Clem, 50 supply against 54. 3 factories against 8 gateways. Now a Forge and a Stargate coming in as well. 4th base is going to be slow here for Classic. As once more, it feels like Clem actually... Like, he didn't have a great early game. He killed 6 workers total, but had a lot of investment into those units. Like, he lost a mine, he lost a Medevac, he lost 2 Marines. This is not a crazy bad start for Classic, but Classic is down about 15 supply. We have an armory on the way here for Clem. As he starts setting up for Cyclones now as a follow-up. 6 gases coming in too. Storm, Phoenix. The thing about Phoenix is, or the thing about fighting against Banshees with Hyperflight rotors, isn't that you need to catch them with Phoenixes, it is that you need to catch them with Observers. If you don't have Observer speed, you can't really catch him. Okay, he's got to go for an Oracle. That makes some sense to me, but at the same time, I don't think the threat of the Banshee is really that big. I mean, we're going to get 4 of them. It would be nice to take him out, I guess. It really would be nice to take him out. We're going to get a Zealot Prism towards the far left side of the map right now. Observer defensively at home. Or sorry, aggressively at the home of Clem. Is going to spot any type of move out, which will occur right about now. Stalker movement as well. 2nd Phoenix coming in. No cannons, by the way. Important to note. Important to see. Observer is going to spot this. Oh, and there we go. It's going to be -2 Banshees at least. I'd be shocked if it's less than 2 Banshees here. It might even be 3 Banshees. It's going to be 2 for now. As 1 Phoenix will go down as well. Mechfield Accelerators putting in some work. Of course, those the Stargate units will cut in the overall unit count. You have Storm Prism with the Zealots runs into the main base. Is going to force a response here out of Clem. Clem at 5 factories. 4 GC. +1 attack on the way. Meanwhile, Classic with a 4th base. A very calm type of mech game. Very little major attacking going on right now. Very, very little. As we have 9 gateways out. How many immortals are out? 2. We have 2 immortals out. How many more do you want in this case? I feel like with the immortal, you... The thing is that if you're fighting straight up into cyclones and the cyclones stand there and take, you know, shots to the face, it's probably very good for the immortals. But if they lock in and they run away, I'm not certain. Like, you probably need to have some Templar with them there with that as well. So we're going into Fleet Beacon plus second Stargate. So Classic actually wants to tech into Tempest here, I think. As Clem now decides to move out, he has a very serious force. 5 tanks, 9 cyclones, and about 20 potential Hellbats. Right now we have 14 Hellions, 5 Hellbats. Here comes Storm number 1, it's gonna connect. As, tank doesn't get cleared there. One more Storm, yep, a little bit of zoning, not bad, not bad. Are there SCVs nearby to repair? Some SCVs are being sent in forward. You have a Hellion runby that can move towards the right side. You have Banshees that are over here on the far left side. Of course, Phoenix plus Oracle can still help out as well. There's not a whole lot of mining going on over here. Classic's only at 140 supply though. That is such a serious problem for him. And so these Hellions will end up dying. Infernal Pre-Igniter is about to finish up as well. 71 supply to 72. Carrier's now starting. So Classic is pretty much invested in every type of tech that exists. Like, he has the Storm, he has double Robo, he has double Stargate, he has an Oracle, he has a Phoenix. Now he's getting carriers, he has a decent immortal count. He also has 9 gateways. So it's just one of the things where you look at it, and if he manages to get away with all of it, he's gonna be capable of crafting one hell of an army. But if he dies before he gets the max out supply, that would freaking suck for him. That would freaking suck for him, let me tell you. Gonna get some zoning storms. Not a whole lot of zoning, but a whole lot of damage for sure. Ooh, good Cyclone lock-ons onto those Templar as well. As Hellbats are taking a bit of damage. Get another Storm here. 190 supply to 152. Every time I look at the supply, Clem goes up and Classic actually goes down. Oh, a bit of a mistake here, as these Immortals are gonna get locked upon with those Cyclones. And most Templars at this point have died. Is there a lot of anti-air? There is a starport out. It has a reactor. We get a Liberator, maybe for harass, maybe just to kind of support this army. 5 tanks are still available as well. These carriers are scary as hell though. And it's 180 supply right now, as Classic is going to jump on top of this army. Storms need to land, as the Cyclones try to hit anything here. Just anything that they can. They're going to manage to lock onto with one of these carriers. Immortals in the back dealing a lot of damage. 2 tanks in the back. Not really active in this fight. Clem will need to kind of kite back towards that. Second starport, second armory, fusion core, Viking production. This is going to be a different type of game. And as this observer over here is interesting. We have a fusion core. This observer has been here the entire game, right? Or am I going crazy? I don't think I am. I'm pretty freaking certain that we've seen that thing before. I'm pretty certain that Classic has had full vision there the entire time, as 3 Hellions managed to clear another 8 workers. Clem's mech play is very impressive, but at the same time, I do feel like Classic has got something going for him. Carrier, Immortal, Storm. Like, what type of composition are we looking for out of Clem? Could he just... Thors. I feel like they die quickly against Immortals. I was thinking about Ghost here as an add-in as well. Like Ghost, Viking, Tank, Hellion, Cyclone, Thor, Liberator, Battlecruiser, Raven, Banshee. Now that would be a composition. Probably need a little bit more infrastructure. But I really wonder if Ghost, like just adding them in for just the EMP to deny shields. Like, I mean, EMPing to clear Storm is great, but EMPing to deny shields is also just going to be great in my mind. I don't understand why that wouldn't work. We have a third starport on the way too. We're gonna go up to 9 Vikings. First Thor shows up. I really wonder what Classic's plan is gonna be. Is it just to sit back, relax, try to make sure his opponent can't kill him, and kind of take it from there? That would be a decent plan, I think. Absolutely. Triple CC being added into the mix. As Classic expands towards a 6th base as well. That's not something we see every single game. Advanced ballistics, smart servos, +2 vehicle weapons. I think a mothership would be good. Like imagine a mothership on one side where the mech army isn't. You recall into that side and you have the time warp ability, which is just such a huge deal. Okay, here we go. Potentially our first real big fight. Actually, no, it's not true. We had a couple of big fights already, but potentially a game-ending fight here as neither player with huge banks and both players with massive armies. Vikings are being stormed. Carriers are moving forward. The carrier count right now is at 5. 11 Vikings remain. Classic is moving in here and is absolutely clearing his opponent's supply. 165 to 180 for Classic back up to max right now. 78 probes to 66 SCVs. And every second that goes by, interceptors are coming back. And Clem seems to be losing more and more supply. Immortal split towards the left. This base will not be here for much longer. His stay on planet Earth is about to end, I think. No. It is Classic who actually pulls back. I had not expected that. Okay, there we go. Once more, moving forward. What is the overall interceptor count? Only 4. That is extremely low. Only having 4 interceptors is crazy. At the same time, zealots are being split off though, so these SCVs are also going down. I feel like not going back to get some more interceptors might be a mistake, but at the same time, the immortal count is so freaking high that it probably doesn't even matter. Stormers reaching, immortals on the ground. GG gets called, and Classic is going to take out Clem's mech play. This is now our potentially final game here. Ooh, what the hell is Clem doing? He's scouting. What a loser. He wants to know more. You know what killed the cat, Clem? It wasn't the red poison. It was curiosity. It was curiosity. Absolutely. I think I told this story before, by the way. So, at my house, we were being bothered by like one of them neighborhood cats. So I have a backyard and I like to sit there in my like garden furniture. It has like pillows and stuff on there. And this cat would come and he would take a leak on the garden furniture. And you'd have to clean. It's disgusting. And this cat also had a lot of hairs, you know? So we were Googling how to, you know, naturally deter cats and stuff like that. And it's like some type of like, I think they said you can put like bottles outside because the reflection scares them. We did that. Still was peeing on our furniture. It didn't matter. And there were people that suggested getting like lion's pee because the cat will smell it and be like, "Whoa, lion's pee! That is a much bigger cat." And I respect much bigger cats than me, so then they piss off. And I was wondering if like the city council, like the local municipality, had any advice for this, because surely they get more complaints about like the local wildlife, you know, that pees on furniture. So I called this guy up and I explained the situation. It's like, it's annoying. And I said, like, what should I do? And he just goes, "No matter what you do, sir, please just don't poison the cat." I'm like, what? He's like, "Yeah, I know you probably won't, but please just don't do it. It is not okay." I'm like, yeah, I obviously wasn't going to poison the cat. But I reckon that this guy probably had this conversation before, and then 2 days later, they find like a dead cat or something like that. He poisoned it. So that's how my connection with the red poison came earlier. In that case, the red poison did kill the cat. It wasn't the curiosity. Yeah. It's a sad story, really. People are freaking cruel, man. What can I say? All right. Enough about curiosity, cats, and my backyard. Let's focus on this game. This is going to be 3-gate blink. It has no sentry, though. You know what it is with Classic? Classic has this weird set of things. Like this set of rules that he follows. It is quite odd. Like he'll 3-gate battery in front into a late robo. This is absolutely unheard of. All the gateways in the back as well. This has been becoming more and more common. I have to admit that. People are afraid of losing the gateways to pushes, man. They don't want to have that happen. I'm deadly afraid of dying to heli and run by, so I always build them in the wall. I rush charge every single game. I'm not afraid of dying. Okay, what do we have here? Hallucination now comes in. It's gonna get a scout on the 3rd CC. Like, the moment you scout this 3rd CC timing, like all alarm bells should be ringing, but also all the happy bells. Like, meow, I have a lot of freedom right now. I don't know what the opposite of an alarm bell is. A regular bell? I feel like most bells in the history of bells have been there to alert people. You know, even the clock tower bell, you know, that one rang to give people the time. As I explained it right now, you know, I'll ding 6 times. That means it's 6 o'clock. It's like morning or evening. It's like, well, you're going to have to figure that one out by yourself. Imagine digital clock ringing, you know? So instead of the church bell just doing like 11 because it's 11 p.m., it will do 23. So it's easier to hear. But then again, who has the time to count 23 clock bell rings? Not me. I think sometimes they also do it at like the half hour. But how would you can't do half a ding, you know? So it doesn't make any sense. But I think in my mind sometimes that does happen. I remember one time with my old elementary school, we visited like one of these large towers. You could climb on top of it. I was just deadly afraid of heights. Then the thing started making noise as well. It's like, not for me. It must be annoying as hell, so if you live nearby. Surely these things don't keep going during the night, though. I don't live nearby a church that makes noise. I can see a church from like my window, and I kind of can figure out where it is. You know, I haven't seen it up close yet. I don't really leave the house. My wife doesn't allow me to leave the room. What are you doing outside here? I say, nothing. I want to check out the church. I say, no! More casted StarCraft 2 games. That's what the people want. Alright. So I just tell you guys what I observe from behind the window, you know? What I see happening outside. This is the insider's look onto the outside world. As Classic is going to fly this Prism into the main base, we have 5 factories coming up once more, and indeed it's going to be Mech. Classic here is going to go for a kill move. Oh, yeah. Is he an assassin, though? Is he a killer? We're about to find out. This is a really nice attack, because it's going to cost a lot of freaking resources. 4 workers going down. But on top of that, also a lot of mining time losing. Big blinking forward. Classic. He's had enough. He says, this series is over, and it is mine to take. There we go, as he kills 20 workers total. That's a lot of workers. And he is going to get pushed back here, I think. So I'm just looking at the supplies, and I'm looking at the worker supplies. And that does tell us a little bit about how big the armies are. That was good micro defensively out of Clem, by the way. Keeps 2 Cyclones alive, barely, but alive they are. Oh, that Cyclone stays alive for another second. Good lord. Clem here desperately trying to hold on as... Jesus. Oh, that was a mighty blink forward. You're gonna write epics about that one. And he blank and lost all his stalkers. I don't think an epic is a song. It's usually just a poem, no? Like a very long story. I'm not sure if an epic has to rhyme. I think an epic is usually like a page and a half or so. It's like slightly, like a bit shorter than a regular fairy tale. Fairy tales, I think, like about 4 to 5 pages. It's still a mystery how Disney can make so many movies out of freaking fairy tale. Like fairy tales are very little plot points usually. Like, compare it to Harry Potter. Like The Little Mermaid has relatively little action. And less comic relief. Because there's no ginger guy in there. No, wait, the Little Mermaid herself is a ginger, isn't she? Ariel? Brown hair, maybe. I don't know. I'm not super well versed in the Little Mermaid universe. Because I'm not a 5-year-old. Clem has up 40 supplies somehow, some way. He's dealing quite some damage with this Banshee. That blink forward really cost Classic. Classic also didn't have a fort base behind it. Like, I really like these third breaker builds against Mech. I love them even. I'm in love with them even. I would go as far to say that. However, without a fort base behind it, it really feels like it is do or die. And do means killing the third base. Because just being even isn't good enough. Like, Mech supply goes up freaking fast, man. It goes up so fast. So Zealot Rumba is gonna hit relatively big here. This base is toast. More Zealots now moving across the map. And here we go. We have 1 storm available. No, we have no storms available because storm isn't here yet. Good set of force fields. Interesting set of force fields. Come on, you can't afford to lose this Templar quite yet. We're gonna need some storms here. Saladrummer actually putting in some serious work. Good hold position micro out of the SCVs at the same time over here. This is going to get cleaned up. And this is Clem doing some aggressive cleaning up. Oi, 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 oi. This is breaking into your neighbor's home. Start mopping the floors. Then when your neighbor comes in, he slides. You know, he's like gliding over the green soapy floors. I mean, what the hell? Damn. The cleaning bandits. Like the wet bandits, but with soap. GG gets called as Clem is going to take game number 4 and force the ace match. Clem here has had enough. He said, you know what? I beat you once. I beat you twice. I will beat you again. But this time not with Mech, but with a proxy 2-Rex. And that is a very fair thing to do in my mind. Barracks are very far away though. Holy crap. Look at this distance. This is a marathon. This is an actual marathon. Good lord. How far do you think that is? Is that like 12 seconds to walk with a Marauder? I'm gonna count it. I think this is 12 seconds. So that's frustrating for the first push because it's gonna hit late, but also the second push. Let's see how Classic is gonna respond. I recently learned of a new response, by the way, which is really cool. Please don't build on the high ground. No! He's going to one base. Really? He's gonna cancel the Nexus. Wow. Okay. That is a response that we don't very frequently see. Whoa, he's gonna cancel the Nexus. And then get a high ground Stargate or a Robo. Both are fine. I personally prefer the Robo because it is a little bit more volatile, flexible. Okay, 2:15 he started walking from here. Oh, never mind. God, come on. I want to see how far this is. This feels like 12 seconds. By the time you're going to hit this, maybe even longer. The Marauders are slow as hell as well. Fuck. Okay, it was 2:28 he popped out. What time do you arrive? Look at that. He's over here, 2:38. This is legit like a 12-second walk, 13-second walk. 14 seconds before he could attack a Nexus. That is crazy work. RoboBay indeed here. Clem now wishes that he already exited this a little bit faster. So what you want to do is maybe get some more SCVs. Add in a refinery as well. Fly these two bad boys home. He's going to send one across the map. Oh, it is possible that rather than going for a second gas, he's going to go high ground command center. 4 Marauders out on the map is quite a bit of control on the map. It might allow him to deny a base here if Classic ever does decide to get it. Okay, that thing is toast. Boom. There you go. Prism first, not an Immortal. It's going to make matters a little bit harder as well. Oh, high ground wall. Oh, that is so smart. That is very intelligent. You can't deal with this. You can't. I think we probably should be attacking all buildings. I was going to say the pylon, but actually if you kill the pylon, you give access to your opponents to this area. So you want to attack all buildings at the same time. Okay, he's going to now drop over here. So the goal should be to deny shots. What you can do is fly the barracks over the unit so it's harder to pick them up. That would be an epic move. That would be an epic move. This gateway is probably going to fall, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Moves forward. 4 Stalkers now against 3 Marauders. Gateway's going to get sniped. Yep, there we go. 1 Stalker did not even die. No Stalkers died. No Stalkers were hurt in the filming of this episode. That is not true. They were hurt. They just weren't killed. That would not be something you'd want to see. You know, like they're filming at like a school and it's like, no kids were killed during the filming of this episode. It's like, isn't it supposed to be hurt? It's like, yep, but we couldn't put it there because that wouldn't be true. It's like, what the hell happened? That's freaking crazy. And how did you know that no children were hurt, you know? There might be physical pain from having to look at the face of the cameraman if the cameraman is particularly ugly. That's the type of stuff they never think of. So it's the same with these wildlife documentaries. Like, there was some fool hanging around filming me the entire day. I'd get a little bit self-conscious. Yes, Classic's gonna walk up this ramp over here right now. He wants to deal damage, and he's gonna deal damage as the Viking dies. Can Clem hold on much longer? I don't know what the answer is gonna be here. This is a... this is the Wild West, man. This is scarier than the Wild West. This is more intense than the Wild West. And it actually happened. Not just in movies. SCVs are gonna pull as... Oh! These two stalkers get to escape. Look at that. An unlikely escape. Growing up, I really did believe that the Wild West was just like a fictional world. That was really cool. You know, Jesse... I used to really love the Lucky Luke books. It's this comic series. The guy is a horse that can talk. And he solves crime in the Wild West. So I thought it was a large fictional world. It took me a while to realize that once upon a time there actually was, you know, the Wild West. There's cowboys and stuff. The more you know, huh? Okay, we have Robo, 1 gate, 2nd gate on the way, Twilight Council, lots of batteries. I mean, Clem just has better eco. And it's gonna go triple C. He's gonna play Mech again. If there was ever a time to play Bio, it would have been now. Because he has a significant lead. I feel like Bio is a little bit better at finishing games. But Clem seems so comfortable with his mech stuff that... Yeah, I can't blame the guy. I can't blame the guy for playing like this. Up. Bunker gets constructed as well. A Raven. Okay, so he probably knows that this thing is here. He's seen it. Doesn't want to waste any Nexus energy on it. Or sorry, Command Center energy on it. Classic's gonna move across the map right now. Has 2 gateways. Warps in 2 more stocks. I mean, this is impossible. This is legitimately like Mission Impossible. Like, you cannot walk into 2 tanks. Hey, this is absolutely... This is not gonna happen. That is so obviously not happening. That is really not happening big time. Classic's gonna set up for a 2-base all-in. 6 gateways. Am I counting that? Yes, counting that correctly. 6 gateway 2-base. Does Clem know about the lack of a 3rd base? No. There's also not a lack of a 3rd base anymore. We have one going up, but it's very late. It's gonna go for Raven harass. It's rare to see. It really is. It's not common. There's no batteries here. Classic just doesn't really have the cash to get batteries in his main and natural. Like, this is a dude that is down 12 workers and 60 seconds on a 3rd base. He's not going to be thinking that batteries are going to be the main priority here for him in life. He warps in a Stalker. I mean, this situation just doesn't look so good for him. This ain't looking tight. Factory wants to land onto this tech lab. Might want to do that. Get a little bit of tech going here, boys. Oh, yeah. Armory in the natural as well. What is this? 9? 9 zealots. Yeah, he just keeps warping in. I can't count like that. Piss off. Rocks are being blasted here as well. Observer is... It is a new observer. What the hell? Oh, he's going to get cleared right now by this Raven. Look at this. Oh, there goes your observer. Clem is up 20 workers, but we're even in supplies. The Prism with the Immortals is going to drive on top of this army. SCVs are being pulled as well. Clem just needs to hold on. If he holds on, he wins this game. Auto turrets need to be added into the mix as well. Bunker is putting in some serious work as the Immortals moving forward to snipe Cyclones, to snipe tanks, to snipe anything with a heartbeat. And they're doing a fantastic job at it. 19 SCVs have gone down already. Double Banshee, no observer nearby. That means that the Double Banshee might be capable of holding on eventually. So we right now have 46 works to 45. We get a desperation scan out of Clem. He wants to see how much gas do you have. He should have been using those for mules at home. This is not the time to try and figure out how far behind you are. This is the time to try and stay alive as no observers are here. One Banshee is still active. New Cyclone is about to pop out. Stalkers are pretty much non-existent. This Cyclone on the right side is gonna die as the Prism stays alive. Barely, but stays alive. New Zealot Warping comes in here as well. This Banshee has 6 kills. It's all gonna be Zealots and Stalkers. That is a lot of freaking kills, let me tell you. As Classic has taken firm control of this game. 6 gate Zealot Stalker with a great Immortal drop. Right-clicking Cyclones and tanks. And Clem is being blasted right now. He is being blasted big time. I don't see a way for him to come back into this game, into this series. GG gets called. Classic wins it. Phenomenal stuff. Some of the best StarCraft gaming that I've seen in a long time. Great series. I hope you all enjoyed it too. And I'll see all of you next time for a new one. Adieu.